And it's awesome. I mean, it takes in everybody's culture and everybody's enslavement, no matter where they were. It is awesome. So I just want to say, if you have opportunity, watch The Origin. It's and Reverend Jacquelyn, you rock. That's all I'm saying is you rock, sweetheart. And I thank God. And Reverend Sunshine, I thank you for listening to me.
Okay, so
thank you, Marky. I want to dovetail that just a little bit to share that
Something's happening to you.
Ms. Williams' life. And so I do want to, amen, please watch it. And in watching a story about her life, it's one Pulitzer Prize for her writings. Pulitzer Prize she won for her first book, which is about the migration from the Great Migration from the South to the North. But the story of her life in and of itself is informative to this conversation.
great. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Jacquelyn. So
can you hear me?
If you want
You're
to
kind of breaking up.
it's
okay. I might need to
You're okay now.
go out.
No,
Let
you're
me
okay now.
just do this one thing.
You're good now.
You sound good.
How am I now?
You're good.
Okay. All right. Anyone else have a question or a comment?
so
No,
what I'm
actually, it's still
gonna ask-
kind of garbly.
Why don't you have her repeat it because she was gargling.
Does anyone else have a question or a comment?
So if you would like to share something, I'm going to ask you to raise your hand or use the icon so we can recognize you like that. Okay, so Diane, I see you and I see that your hand was up, or did you like to share something?
Right. I just want to say, Ashe, thank you for the message. Hi. Yeah, I've been thinking about and, sending texts and messages about Juneteenth much of the day. And I really appreciated the history of Opal Lee, started to say Oral Lee, who is our local shero. It's a day for celebration, but I'm also reminded that about 30 years after the emancipation, we were like slapped back. It's a continuous struggle, and just hearing about the walk of Opal Lee, who is still alive, kind of, gave me some inspiration to keep on moving. We have to be ever vigilant.
Yes. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for being here.
Oh, absolutely.
Jody?
Reverend
Jody.
you were fabulous. I love the way you delivered on the history of the Juneteenth, and it's incredible the way we're living day to day, moment to moment, to think in terms of, for 2 years, people were free and they didn't even know it. And with us, cell phone, anything, we almost know almost instantly whenever there's anything going on. But it just feels so heavy that in your praying, it's like when we pray for something, when we're praying, I'm sure all people were praying for freedom, and to recognize it happened 2 years before the people in Galveston or Texas actually were free. So it's like what we're going through right now. There's a constant awareness and acceptance that there is one life, that God is everywhere, and we keep pulling it up and pulling it up. And it strengthens us, but it has to be like what happened in Galveston. It has to be broader. It has to be fulfilled, not just some of us, all of us. I'm complete.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Andrea, hi.
Hello.
Oh,
Well, what a pleasure to listen to you talk. Um, you draw from so many sources, and I'm kind of a beginner when it comes to thinking about spirituality, and not a beginner at the same time. But so your research and your presentation is just so impressive. So for me, I, I, t- I guess I take issue with that idea that things happen in perfect time.
yeah, go ahead. Come on. Let's talk about that. Thank you.
Uh, I think, I think it's possible to look at the history of all kind of social movements in world history, and
Mhm.
to come to maybe an understanding of what galvanized the community. And in this day and age, like, I feel like we're living in such a hard time. And with all the thing, I think people are more aware now of all of the colonial and inhuman ways in which people treat people. And I mean, basically, I think I think it helps people to understand that change can be accelerated through people's visceral commitment to other humans, and that we need sort of like an academy like that. You know how people go into public service? Well, we need people for peace. We need people for justice. And we need people who can help us take the very explicit steps that need to be taken to accelerate movements for the good.
Ashe. Thank you, thank you, thank
Yes,
you so much. Oh, I'm
yes.
sorry. Were you complete?
I am complete.
Thank you. I just want to really thank you for bringing that up, because that idea of things happening in their right perfect time can absolutely be a spiritual bypass. It can be an
Yes, it can.
excuse as to why I am not out there doing the thing that I need to be doing. And I'm actually in this moment, literally as I'm talking, looking for a way to rephrase that. And the rephrasing is, and it comes back to those 6 C's, that last one, consciousness. Because one of the things I have had to, and I'm going to use this word, reconcile myself to, is that one part of my work in the world is to assist people who want to and are willing to see the world as the world is, to help them do that. And there is a way in which a big part of that is by expanding consciousness and understanding. So, what I'm toying with literally in the moment is, what does it take to have that 51%, to get to that place where there's absolutely a collective desire and effort made to flip to switch to expand to what we everybody wants love. Everybody wants justice. Some people only want it for themselves. But what does it take? This quilt that's behind me, the name of it is The Courthouse Steps. And it was created by a very, very dear friend, but she has to be or was in our now 40 plus year friendship, probably one of the most apolitical people I've ever known. As this thing and these things that you are talking about, Andrea, as the world has had these experiences, I'm going to say for her, it started with George Floyd. As the world is having these things that we can't ignore, as Gaza is going on, things that we cannot ignore, there is a opportunity, a recognition, and a realization of a shift in consciousness, a shift in awareness that comes with an understanding that I don't get to sit this one out, that I don't get to just watch and commentary on it. That I'm saying I, but I mean each one of us, I get to be a part of the solution. I'm going to stop. Well, there's one other thing I do want to say. First of all, I really got to say thank you, Jacquelyn. So, Jacquelyn, I'm going to put her on blast a little bit, is 10 years old. Is 10 years old. She's also like, that's my baby. This is one of my play grandbabies. She is Megan's daughter. And I am just excited that you, Jacquelyn, decided to come and hang out with us this evening. I'm excited and I'm grateful. And aside from just bragging, I also want to point out that Jacquelyn has a consciousness around these issues at 10 years old that I have to say, I've run into people who are 40 that they don't have. But I'm pointing that out because I'm wanting us to realize and recognize that even though mainstream media may not be sharing it with us, there is a turn. Some people say we are living at the time of the turn, of the shift. We're living in a time when people are recognizing our roles to creating a safe and peaceful planet. I'm going to be quiet. I think we can take at least one more. We've got the book from Reverend Sunshine, The Great Turning. One more question, comment?
Alice Knudsen.
I just wanted to say this 97-year-old woman had so much conviction and faith and commitment at 97 years old to walk 2.5 miles a day. Hallelujah. My hat is off to her. What an inspiration.
Yes.
So, that's unstoppable. I'm taking a lesson from her. Her name is Pearl. She is a pearl. And what a witness to all of us for her conviction. I'm
Yes.
Ashe. Thank you. Thank you. And of course, Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle Coleman.
Yes, happy Juneteenth, everybody, and happy Wednesday Grand Rising. And I just wanted to, in a nanosecond, give you some praise and shout out. We've already done that, but from my heart to yours, for us over, we've been together probably about 40 years too. And we kind of started in religious science together, and so I just really appreciate you coming and bringing what I knew you could bring to this conversation in the way that you did. So thank you so much.
Thank you for your ask. Thank you.
Yeah, Paul, you got it.
Thank you. And that's a turning point. You've shared with me a new phrase. Thank you, Andrea, for exposing it. I just got to say this from me to all of you, but mostly Reverend Jacquelyn. It's a time for the turning point. And just by us gathering tonight, we're participating in that turning point. And we had 22 people tonight, and that's one of the largest groups, little
Yes.
Oakland Center.
Yes. Yes.
So I believe in the law of expansion. This 22 will touch 22 other lives times 22 times 22. So Andrea, you have begun a catastrophically wonderful turning point for all of us tonight. And thank you, Reverend Jacquelyn, for taking time to explain that to all of us from Andrea's point. Thank you. It really is sounding a little hopeful for me. So thank you, Reverend Jacquelyn. As always, you're the best. Thank you, Oakland Center and visitors and family and friends. We have some announcements for you.
Let's also thank Reverend Sunshine for bringing Reverend Jacquelyn to our community.
I always
Let's thank her too.
Yes, ma'am. I will take care of that at the end. I have it on my list, Miss Dorothy.
Okay.
Sooner than later, I will get to her. Okay, Peter, if you will, let's get into announcements. And let me get where I need to be. So this coming Sunday, Reverend Sunshine will be speaking. And okay, this Sunday, June 23rd, Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle will be speaking on the next level of boldness, holy boldness, higher heights. And moving from that will be our meditation at 10 a.m. and then with our service at 10:30. The next Wednesday, June 26th, at our midweek oasis, practitioner Chantel Rolfe will be speaking on the same topic and going into a deeper conversation. Join us next Wednesday for meditation at 6:30. Our service is at 7 and our Wednesday nights are in Zoom. You can look on our services page for the Zoom link. Join our 2024 daily community spiritual practice using the Abundance Book, 40-Day Prosperity Plan by John Randolph Price. We are now on round 5 of this. Thank you, Reverend Sunshine. Today we're on the 11th day of this round of the program using the first affirmation in the book. Follow along daily in the order that the affirmations appear. We are celebrating Pride Month in June, dedicated to the celebration and commemoration of our lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender plus communities. Pride Month began after the Stonewall riots, a series of gay liberation protests in 1969. And just as we heard from our speaker, today is Juneteenth. It's now a National Independence Day that is celebrated on June 19th as a federal holiday in the United States. Oakland Center has adopted it as a recognized holiday. We are proud to celebrate Jubilee Day, Emancipation Day in Texas, Freedom Day, and Black Independence Day. Now, mark this down. The Diversity Circle will meet on Friday, June 28th at 7 p.m. And that's via Zoom. And the topic is going to be gender pronouns. You've wanted to know about them? Well, Doug and Sridevi will be explaining and exploring them with us. So please join us on Friday, June 28th for our Diversity Circle. Look on our website under groups for more details. Our nonprofit partner for June is the Middle East Children's Alliance, MICA, which works to protect the rights and improve the lives of children in the Middle East through aid, empowerment, and education. Please visit their website, mikaforpeace.org. Now save the date. I told you something monumental was going to be in announcements. Here it comes. Join us. Talking about a turning point, Reverend Jacquelyn. Join us on Saturday, August 17th from 12 noon to 5 p.m. for the ultimate family reunion of Centers for Spiritual Living in Oakland, including Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, East Bay Church of Religious Science, and Heart and Soul Center of Light. The event will be held at Martin Luther King Jr. Regional Shoreline Park in Oakland. Registration will be opening later in June. This is just a save the date. There is so much more to come, so watch for the information. Our Spirit Treasure bookstore is celebrating Pride Month and Juneteenth. Please donate your gently used spiritual books this month and check out the discount on Buddhas. For more information, go to the bookstore at oaklandcsl.org and stop by after service on Sunday. This next slide has a slide of several, not all, but several of the people that support the different entities of our church. You know their faces. Watch out for that guy with the hat and that needs a shave down there. Send him to the barber shop, okay? He needs a little bit of trimming, as well as the bushes out in front of the church. So therefore, thank them. They all provide service for us, and we're grateful for all of them. And there's many others as well. So please visit csl.org to see what is happening within our global organization, our Centers for Spiritual Living on the larger scale, and then visit and explore our website at oaklandcsl.org and sign up for our weekly newsletter, The Village News. Remember to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. For special updates and content you'll only find by liking and subscribing to Oakland Center. Please like us and subscribe to Oakland Center today. So this part of our program, after all those announcements, after wonderful speakers, after fabulous opening prayers, after wonderful discussion, I always have a sense of gratitude. And so in this moment, I am offering to you to participate in. Whatever gift it is that you have, time, treasure, or talent, please affirm it with me and follow along as I read this affirmation. Hold that gift close to your heart right now. The more gratitude I feel, the more I am aware that the supply is infinite. And so it is. So how can you financially support the center, something that all centers need to keep operating and paying the bills and keeping the minister fed and all those important things? Use our donate icon on our website's homepage, the one with the hearts up there, and click on that. And when you do, you'll see 5 ways to give via the donate icon: credit card, by mail, Zelle, or by text, or join us on Sunday at the offering basket. There's even a QR code, something that didn't exist back in emancipation days, right? Just point your camera to it, click, and it'll take you right to the donation site. So first of all, as we move from our offering, we're going to move into even more gratitude by saying thank you. I want to thank practitioner Alice Knudsen for the meditation. Of course, our speaker, our opening prayer, and our closing prayer tonight, Reverend D. Jacquelyn Edwards. Also want to recognize Reverend Deb Hammond in the house, and also our own Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle Coleman, who lovingly not only extends the finest invitations for the finest speakers, like Reverend Jacquelyn, but she gives us this platform where we can gather and be refreshed between Sundays. And I'm so grateful that she allows me to participate in this way. But the only reason I look good and sound so good is because it takes a village behind the scenes to make that happen. So I want to recognize up in Portland, Oregon, our very own Peter Gum, who's our Zoom host, taking care of a lot of business up there and filling many, many hats tonight.
Yes, yes.
Alice Knutson, taking care of all of Alice Herndon's work, as well as
Mhm.
because we bless our Alice, who's taking a much needed
Yes.
vacation. So bless
Yes.
her. And mostly, it is Juneteenth, and the center was closed for business, but this business had to go on tonight. And Reverend Sunshine Steve Carter stepped up to the plate and made sure we had what we needed so that we could present tonight. Please, a big hats off for working on national holiday to take care of us here on Wednesday night, giving us our administration support, slides, announcements, everything. Please thank him special for taking care of us. So that brings us to the end of our program tonight. I'm grateful again
Yes.
to
Yes.
everyone that's here, and mostly to Reverend Jacquelyn and Reverend Sunshine and Reverend Deb is in the house and not 3,000 miles away. Oh, we're so glad you're all here tonight. So, Reverend Jacquelyn, please, if you will you close us out the way you started us with prayer?
I am delighted. And just very briefly before I do that, I want to give a shout out to Sri Devi because she has been doing this work for years, 5, 6, 7, maybe 10. I'm not sure how long, but I know it's been years and it's been consistent. And
Yes.
it is appreciated by me as well as everyone that it touches,
Mhm.
and it's important. It
Yes.
is important. So,
Mhm.
again, take a deep breath.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mm.
And knowing that indeed
Mm.
God, hmm,
Yes. Yes.
Oludumare, the divine, is all there is. Oludumare is peace, is love, is justice, is equity, is a power and a presence that runs in, as, and through each one of us. And so I indeed bless each one of us, again, watching right now or watching any time in the future, knowing that as we are emanations of the divine, that we go forth into this world being absolute, magnificent expressions of the divine and absolutely anchored in and coming from that which is uniquely, divinely, and perfectly ours to do. I bless the rest of the evening, the rest of the week, and the rest of our lives. I release this word and I invite us to bounce on out the door as Peter absolutely brings us our theme song, our marching orders for the rest of the week. Ashe, amen.